Welcome to Coffee with Us, the FlightHub travel podcast that feels like two best friends trading travel stories over a steaming cup. We're talking about our favorite trips, sharing travel tips, and picking up clever hacks from people who have traveled the world. So please grab a coffee and join in on the conversation. Joining us today is Stacey Giannopoulos, a travel content creator who's explored the world. She's explored destinations across Europe, Southeast Asia, Central America, the Caribbean, and even Africa. Documenting her experiences along the way, she now shares her love for travel with her family. Welcome, Stacey.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. That's quite a roster of places that you've been to. Can you tell us how travel started for you?
Yeah. So my first trip, I was actually 4 years old. We had gone to Greece, but I don't really count. Well, I mean, I count that one, but it was a long time ago. But if not, when I was like end of elementary school, I think it was like grade 4, probably grade 5. Starting from grade 5 until my last year of high school, my family would plan these trips down south every single year. But like everyone was included, like the aunts, the cousins, like we were like
So
17. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We would go to like an all-inclusive. Parents were able to chill. Kids were able to go crazy. It was perfect. And I remember my favorite part of those trips was always actually leaving the resort and seeing like the actual like country without being like confined in the resort. And I was like, wow, this is actually really interesting to see how people live, how people communicate and all of that. I'm like, I just want to see more of the world. So I feel like that just like started that spark. And as soon as I was old enough to travel on my own, I just started traveling on my own.
Where was the first trip you booked on your own, like as a semi-adult?
It was it was in Thailand.
That is a very big trip to plan the first time away. Yeah. I was expecting like, oh, I road trip to Toronto or something like that. No, we went to Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay, explain how that came about. Did you go solo? Did you go with friends?
I went with an old boyfriend of mine.
Okay.
And I don't even remember why we picked that destination. We were just like, let's go somewhere new, different, far away. And at that time, we had learned that Thailand was like a cheaper destination.
Right.
So I was like, okay, we'll take that. And we ended up going and it was beautiful and things were like super affordable. I don't know how it is today, but when I had gone back then, it was super affordable and it was beautiful.
How long did you stay for? Do you remember?
I had stayed close to a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like a whole month?
A whole month.
Did you stay in a hotel or hostels? What was the accommodation?
I don't remember. I definitely didn't stay in hostels. I'm a little fancy.
I wouldn't
not
stay
like
in hostels
fancy,
either.
fancy, but like, oh, my own room, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it was just like either hotel. Sometimes it was like little villas.
And then once you got there, what would your day-to-day look like?
It was honestly wherever the wind would take us. We would wake up, go have breakfast, and then get on like the little like scooters that we had, find a random beach, hang there for the day, then find a restaurant, eat there. It was just a lot of like navigating freely every day.
Fun. What was your best memory from Thailand?
Oh, we had found a random water park. I don't even know there was a water park on that island, and we found it there. And when we got there was no one else there. And we just decided to stay there for the day. And you know when you just like act like a kid all day long?
Fun.
Yeah, that was literally us. It was like a lot of fun.
Do you have any tricks or tips for international travel for like long flights? Is there anything that you do?
I don't. I just relax. I'll bring a book, bring my earphones. If there's a little TV, which usually there is, I'll watch a movie, maybe a few. But yeah, I don't really have anything in specific that
So there's not like a full like Korean face mask with eye patches?
No? It looks nice to do. Maybe I'll try it out one day, but honestly, I'm not the cutest when I travel. Like
that's comfortable.
It's rough.
Yeah. And then you were mentioning before that you have a baby. He's just over 1 year old. So can you talk to me a little bit about travel pre-baby and then how your travel has been affected post-baby? Have you traveled with him?
Yeah, he's actually been to 6 destinations already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay, so talk to me about that transition.
It's a really big transition, actually. You know, you go from, first of all, just packing and planning for yourself and not having to like worry too much if things don't always fall into place once you're there. But once you have a kid, like you need stuff a little bit more organized. But I still have to say that I'm a very laid back traveler, even with a kid.
Okay.
And I've actually learned to really pack lightly for real this time, because I feel like every trip I'm like, okay, I'm definitely packing lighter. And then the trip comes and you never pack lighter. I've actually been packing a lot lighter since I have a baby, because now I share my suitcase with my baby.
Were you never a planner and now you're more of a planner, or were you always a little bit of planning? Like, how did you travel when you went to Thailand and then subsequent trips? Would you plan?
I would never plan like super specifically. Like I never said like, okay, day 1 it's this, day 2 it's this. Never.
No itinerary.
I would book like I had a really good idea of what there was to do and like the places that I wanted to go to. But then like once I was there, I would just kind of see, because sometimes like you might go to a place, you've only booked 2 nights, you actually want to stay 4 nights. Like it happened to us in a lot of destinations. So what I usually do is that like I'll book like the first place. And then once I'm there, I book for the rest of the trip. Unless I know it's a really, really busy time of the year, then we'll like book everything in advance. But if not, no, I kind of just go with the flow of things.
Good for you. That gives me a heart attack just thinking about it. I'm the planner. I like the itinerary. Yeah. Okay, so now with your son though, you do plan or just a little bit more, or what does it look like now?
I mean, I think I like the idea of thinking that I plan, but when I think of it, like we had gone to Greece in September. Well, Greece is a familiar place, but I hadn't really planned anything there. Yeah, no, I can't say I'm that much more of a planner. Like I plan my things better to make sure like he has everything.
Of course.
But in terms of like the things that I'm going to do over there, I really just go with the wind.
And for all of our moms listening, those long international flights and keeping a child entertained, do you have any tricks for that?
A lot of snacks and a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Like, you know, when he was a baby, it's fine. They kind of just like sit there. But like starting at like 7 months and probably the whole toddler phase,
right,
it's going to be intense. Like we had flown to Abu Dhabi in August. So that was like a really long travel time.
Wow.
It's just a lot of entertainment. It's like snacks, and then you pull out one game at a time, and then you walk up and down the aisle, and then you try to put him to sleep. Then he doesn't want to sleep, and then you try to give him more snacks. And so it's like a 5-hour flight feels like it's a 13-hour flight, really. But it's, for me, I always say it's part of the exchange of traveling with a kid. Like I'd rather have it that way than just not travel at all. So it's the challenge that I have to, go through for now.
And why did you choose Abu Dhabi?
It was actually a contract that I got.
Okay.
And we had gotten hired by the tourism board over there before I had a baby, and we loved it. And then they rehired us when I had the baby. And I knew from the first time around that it was such a like family friendly place. And so I was like, for sure, we're going to go back. I was thinking of the long flight there, but I'm like, we'll just split it in half. So originally they were going to fly us straight, and that was like almost 15 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you like land us somewhere else and like cut the flight in half? So that's what we did. So it was like a 6-hour flight.
Okay. That's a good travel tip maybe for some parents, right?
Yeah. If you can take the layover, it could be worth it.
Sometimes as adults, we're like, oh, layover, it's like, that's not fun. But with kids, maybe that is a good travel tip.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very good. And then what did you do once you were there? It was kind of work, but did you have time to do some sightseeing as well?
Well, yeah, because basically, so that was a planned trip. So there's like a more like strict itinerary. But it was fun. We had the chance to pick the activities beforehand. So we picked like, different types of activities, like the more artsy stuff, the more like adrenaline stuff, the more kid stuff, the different kind of restaurants. We just did a bunch of really, really fun, cool activities, honestly.
What's jet lag like for you and then for your toddler?
Okay, well, here's the thing with my toddler is that he like never really slept. Like from birth until 11 months, he was waking up every hour. So didn't matter whether there was jet lag or not, he still didn't sleep. And for me, I can't say that I'm that affected by jet lag. I think like once I get to my destination, like I usually don't have a problem sleeping. And then once I come back, sometimes it'll hit me for like a day or two, but that's pretty much it. I can't say that I'm like super affected by it.
You're very fortunate. I'm sure there's other people that are not so fortunate. So Abu Dhabi, we spoke about Thailand. Where else? I saw in the intro, there was Africa. Yeah. You want to talk about Africa?
Yeah. So me and my boyfriend went to South Africa in January 2023. Oh my God. Time flies. So we spent a whole month there, and honestly, it's my second favorite destination in this whole world. I think it's such a beautiful place. There's so many like different types of scenery that you can see. We had also done a safari there, which is like my dream.
Course.
Yeah, you just have to. And it's been my dream since I was a kid to like actually do one. So that was just one of the most amazing things I've ever done in my life, honestly.
How long did you stay in South Africa?
We were there for a month, and then we did the 5-day safari trip.
Okay. And so what did you do for a month?
Honestly, just hanging out. We would.
Were you in Cape Town?
We did, Cape Town, and then we went a bit more, I think it was south. I'm not exactly sure, but like Mersenburg. I can't remember the name exactly.
Okay.
But we did like a bit of like the coastline areas.
Yeah.
We just like traveled around. We would wake up. My boyfriend likes surfing, so he would go surfing.
There's great whites there.
I know. That's why I only went once. Because I'm actually really scared of like the idea of there being sharks in the water.
Right.
And I'm also really not good at surfing. So like you're not always motivated to do it when you know you're not good at it. But yeah, we would wake up, we would eat a lot because we were foodies. So we would always want to try like different restaurants, the smoothies, the coffees, the desserts. The steak there was phenomenal, by the way. But yeah, we would just kind of like a lot of sightseeing, a lot of hanging around. Then the safari trip too, we flew to Johannesburg for that.
Johannesburg, yeah.
And we really went wild on that one. So we were like, if we're going to do it, let's do it all out. So we actually rented, it was like a hut in the middle of like, they call it the bush over there, which is like the forest or whatever, in the middle of that. I don't know if I would do that part again, to be honest. I would do the safari, but I think I wanted something a bit more luxurious next time, like in order to sleep in. Because you're really like in the middle, like you hear the animals at night. Like I would hear like the lions in the morning, and from you like walk from like the lobby to like your hut, and like it's very possible you see an animal on the way there. And I just didn't like the idea of that, because I was like, what am I supposed to do if I see like a tiger right there or a lion?
Yeah.
And then bugs and stuff, it's not not exactly my thing.
And did you see everything that you wanted to see?
I didn't see any cats.
Cats?
Like lions and stuff.
No, not like cats. What do you there's plenty of cats. Oh, you mean no, you never got to see a lion. Oh, you're gonna have to go back.
I know. And we spent 5 days, and like the whole, because we were always with the same group every day, and like as the days kept like going down, we were like, oh my God, guys, like we still haven't seen any cats. Like we were on the lookout, and we never ever saw them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but elephants?
I saw a lot of elephants, giraffes, rhinoceros.
Yeah. Okay. So
a lot of birds. We saw I forgot what they're called, but they look like dogs, and they're very like
hyenas.
Yes, we saw those.
Really?
Yeah. Crocodiles.
Oh, cool.
A hippopotamus.
Oh, very cool.
And those are very dangerous. I
yes.
didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. They'll come after you, apparently.
Oh,
Can't get too
they're
close.
very territorial.
Yeah.
So that's scary. And what's interesting about safaris is that they'll make you do a day trip like in the car. And then the next day, they bring you back to like a similar area, but they make you do it by foot. It's called like a bushwalk. And that gave me so much anxiety. I'm like, here we are, like being told, don't stick your hands out, or don't try to get the and now I'm walking on foot throughout this whole space. I was actually not going to go this morning. My boyfriend's like, oh, come on, we're in South Africa. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll come. But that was like an hour and a half of like pure anxiety, honestly.
And did you see any animals on the walk?
Yeah, that's when we saw the hippos.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And then I would always ask the guide, because I feel like he didn't give us directions. I was like, okay, but what do I do if, like, for real, if we come, like, face to face with, like, a lion? And he would always say, well, you better hope you rest in peace and not in pieces. And I was like, no, but seriously, what do I do?
You touched on before that you guys were foodies.
Yeah.
So where have you had the best meal of your life? And you can't say, like, your grandmother's house.
Okay, because I'm Greek, so I'm a little like biased towards Greece and all that. So I'd have to say Greece.
Really?
Oh, you eat
What's your favorite?
You know what? It's not that I have a favorite. I love the concept of the way that Greeks eat, which is like you're at a table with like 15 people. No one orders their own plate. If you do, you're a weirdo. we order a bunch of stuff, everything goes in the middle, and we just like pick at everything. And like, it's a nice way to like share meals, enjoy food,
Right.
Get to taste different things. And I always say the best places, especially when you go to Greece, is you go to those random little like hole in the wall
Those
type
are
of
the
places
best,
where it's
for
like
sure.
the yaya that's actually like cooking everything. That's where you find the best food, hands down.
And we always say, well, when people travel to Europe and then they come back and eat North American food, that it's, a salad is still not the same as when you order a salad in Europe, right?
Exactly.
So,
the tomatoes, the cucumbers, just everything.
Yeah. Do you have any food stories, like bad food stories from your travels? Any hole in the walls that didn't work out in the right way?
In Thailand, actually.
Oh, no.
We had ordered a chicken pizza, and I swear to this day, I am convinced it was not chicken on my pizza.
Oh, no.
And I remember like eating it, and at first I was so hungry. So I'm like, oh my God, this is delicious. And then I'm like chewing on it, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't know about this one. And then I take my light on my phone because like the restaurant, well, it wasn't a restaurant. It was like an outdoor place. It was like, it was darker outside. And I just started like analyzing what I was eating. And I was like, I don't know what that was, but I don't think that was chicken.
And were we not well after, or were you
I was
lucky?
I was feeling okay, but I think mentally it affected me because then I felt like I had it like for the next like few days, I had a hard time just eating anything. I feel like everything that was in front of me, I would like inspect it and like take little tiny bites, and I was a lot like pickier. So I feel like it like a bit like ruins the food experience that you can like have. It ended up unblocking later on, but yeah, it was blocked for a few days.
Everybody always has one bad travel food story, right? Yeah. You're an influencer on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you document a lot of your travel. Can you talk to me about how that works? Like when you get to a destination, do you know what you want to show us? Do you get inspired while you're there? Just that whole creative process?
Yeah, so a lot of times I really just get inspired when I'm there. So I think I'm going to start working a little bit more differently just to be more efficient sometimes when you're there. But like I do feel like the next times that I do travel, I should have maybe a bit more of like a game plan or like an inspo board-ish. But then at the same time, it depends. Like we recently just went to a place and it's like all my inspo board just went like out the door. I'm like, this place is so beautiful. It's so easy to capture content of it. It's so easy for it to sound authentic and to feel authentic. So I just, a lot of times it's just the places themselves. They're just, I don't know, it just comes naturally.
What do your followers like to see?
They actually really enjoy my travel content, and I'm happy about that because like, I like
Why
to show,
not?
Yeah, exactly.
I can go again.
Exactly. Like I love showing my travel content, and like I love showing how like, okay, it's not always the easiest thing to do and it takes organization. Now with a kid, it's different, but like it's so worth it when you're there and you live these experiences. I share a lot like authentically of like things that I actually feel in the moment. So like once I'm there, like naturally like you feel things, and like I just kind of like share that. Like sometimes it's funnier stuff. Sometimes I'm more deep and like emotional and I get all like philosophical almost. And other times it's just like a beautiful moment with my family. Like it just really depends. Like I just capture like the pure raw moments.
Do you like beach vacations more or city vacations?
No. Well, depends which city. Like cities in Europe are a different story. But I do like I like a beach vibe. Like I like the kind of place where I could be in a bathing suit and cover up every single day, never have to get ready for supper. Like I could just full like surf vibes, chill, kind of like laid back environment. That's what I like. When it comes to cities, I like them too, but I like not for a long period of time.
Right.
Except for Europe. Europe is just different.
Right.
But if not, if it's like New York or something, like I like a one weekend thing is I got my dose, you know?
Do you have a place or a travel tip or trick, or is there a place that you were able to travel to and it was budget friendly?
So I feel like in most places that you go to, you can either make it really expensive or really cheap. Mm-hmm. So we traveled to Bali in 2023 and we stayed there for 6 weeks. And we kind of like did a bit of both. Like we did it the very like budget friendly way. And then instead of like always going out to eat for like breakfast, lunch, and supper, like a lot of times like breakfast would be made at home, lunch would be made at home,
Right.
and then we would just go out for supper. And then like even when you do go out for supper, like you need to do a bit of research and see like, okay, like what are the prices and what kind of restaurants can you go to that like the prices vary. So in Bali, if you eat more of the local food, you could find stuff for like $3-4 a plate. Or you can go to the restaurant and pay the same price that you would pay here. You know what I mean? So I think it's just being mindful of how you want to travel, where you want to cut your expenses, right? For example, I'm the type that I'll cut in terms of like where and how I eat, so making food at home and everything, but I'll splurge a little bit more on my accommodation because we went through it with the Africa story. Like I have a bit more standards when it comes to that. But then it depends. Like I travel also oftentimes like in low seasons. So when I go to Greece, I always go in September because big rush is done, summer is done. It's still really hot. I mean, it's still like perfect weather. But at least like all the prices are a lot cheaper than when you go in like July and August. So that's important.
Right. We'll have you back when your son starts school and you'll tell us about your low season travel
It'll be
and if you can still do that. Yeah, exactly. Do you have a travel story that you want to share with us? Something a little bit crazy, something a little bit fun that you can tell us about?
Yeah. So in 2023, me and Jamie, my boyfriend, we were in Bali. And we were staying at this really like famous content creators like content house over there, which was like a really cool place with like a bunch of like different people from across the world. And for some reason that night we were watching some of his YouTube videos and he started talking about Belize and like how like there's like a huge amount of potential there and all of this like cool stuff. So the next day we actually got on the phone with the Remax agent that was
You
there.
didn't.
And we bought a lot.
Have you ever been to Belize?
We hadn't gone at that moment. We had just said like, okay, whatever, let's just do it. We were like, we're young, let's just live life.
Were there some drinks involved at this point as well?
There actually wasn't.
No.
It was like full sober, like perfectly aware of what's happening. And then it was funny because the next day, like I was talking to my brother on the phone. I'm like, yeah, like this place. And I'm like selling it to him as if I'm the agent. And he calls us back a few hours later. He's like, yeah, okay, I just bought a lot too.
Your brother, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And then you've since traveled there?
Yeah. So we traveled there a year after we bought.
Okay.
Because we were like, let's just go see if that piece of land even exists.
Right.
But we did like trust because it was like a Remax office that was over there. And yeah, our lot is there and it exists. We spent pretty much 3 months over there on the island of Ambergris Key. That's where we bought. And we're going to eventually build something on
Will
there.
you? Yeah, you think you're going to build?
Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool. Now, you just said throughout our conversation, I've spent 6 weeks here, 5 months there, few months here. How do you get to travel for such a long period of time?
Look, I can't say that in every time that I did it, I should have done it.
Okay.
But
thanks for being honest.
Yeah. I'm just, for me, like I always have like the mindset and again, it's not always the smartest one to have every time, but money always comes and goes, like these memories and the time, once it leaves, it leaves.
Good
so
advice.
I feel like I just do it. And if there comes a time where I need to work more, I'll just work more. But I just, it's something that I love to do so much that I like find a way to, so this is what I've learned in life. Okay. You could do whatever you want. You just need to find a way to make it happen. So I'm just good at finding a way to making these kinds of things happen. And I also would eventually maybe like not living in Canada. So I feel like when I stay longer in certain places, it gives me a good indicator of like, okay, is this the kind of place that I want to stay in?
Right.
Like eventually I know I'm going to fall in love with the place. I'm going to be like, okay, this is the place that I want to like settle for 6 months out of the year, or like something like that. So yeah. But now it's kind of made me like a little like spoiled because now like I travel for a week and I'm like, this is like a weekend getaway. This is so short.
This is so short.
Like who does that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's better than nothing.
So you've been really fortunate.
It's time for Spill the Beans.
Okay, I have some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, window or aisle seat?
Okay, that depends. If
It's supposed to be rapid fire.
No,
it's okay.
I'll speak quickly.
It's okay.
If it's people that I know in my row, I'll take the window. If it's people that I don't know, I'll take the aisle.
Okay.
I don't want to wake you up like every time I have to go to the
Fair
bathroom.
answer.
You know?
Fair answer. Okay, we kind of already went through this. Beach or city?
Beach.
Beach. Carry-on or checked luggage?
Checked luggage.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Even before you had kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Street food or fine dining?
Fine dining.
Yeah. Guided or self-explore?
That's hard too. Depends, but usually self-tour.
Okay, yeah.
But I like a lot of guided tour.
Yeah. Okay. Have you been on a guided tour?
Yeah. Like when I'm in Europe and stuff.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
Like to go around a city and everything?
Yeah. So when I was
okay.
in Germany, actually I lived in Germany for 5 months.
Really?
Yeah. But when I was there, we had gone to Berlin and like it's so rich in history. So I did like 3 guided tours in a weekend. And there was one guide that was so good. Like, there's like a difference between just like seeing the facts and then seeing the story.
Yeah.
I could have listened to him for like hours. But yeah, like that was interesting. So in places like that, I like a nice guided tour. In other places, let me just do my own thing.
Self-explore. Yeah. So cities, more guided tours, and then maybe your beach vacations, a little bit more self-explore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that makes
safari
sense.
guided tours too.
Clearly. I don't think you're
Let me
allowed.
go there alone.
I don't think you're allowed to self-explore. That would not be a good idea. We've gone through this, but planner or last-minute trips?
Last minute.
Last minute. Do you like big cities or small towns?
Small towns.
Yeah. Have you met people in small towns like that have a lasting memory on you? Is there a story there?
Oh yeah, I'm a big chit chatter too when I like travel.
Right.
Well, even here, but especially when I travel, I'll talk to people like sitting at the table next to me randomly at the restaurant. Like I'll just pick up conversations with everybody, and there are so many interesting stories. And the one that always like often comes up and that often sticks to me is I guess because like deep down a part of me wants to maybe do that one day, but the whole like, oh, I just picked up my things, I sold everything, I just came here and like I just figured it out and here I am today. And those kind of stories like really, really inspire me.
Right. They give me anxiety, but I appreciate it in other people. Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Something you can't live without when you travel. Do you have something?
I guess it's lame, but my phone, like I need my phone.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, no, nothing really, I'd say.
Okay. You don't need like an eye mask or a certain pillow or a doo-doo or anything like that from your childhood. Okay. What has been your most underrated destination that you've been to and your most overrated? Underrated and overrated.
Underrated meaning I thought nothing of it and it ended up being really cool?
Yeah, and vice versa.
So the underrated one was Germany. So this is actually a funny story. I had applied when I was in university. I had applied to do a student exchange trip.
Okay.
And you had to put in 3 options. My first option was Australia. Second was Long Beach, California. Third was Germany. And I don't even know why I put it because I wasn't interested in visiting it. And I'm like, who cares? It's not going to go to the third choice. And I get the letter and it actually ended up being Germany. And I remember feeling so disappointed because I'm like, what am I going to go do there? I feel like it's gloomy and all of that.
Right.
And I ended up loving it.
So that's how you ended up being there for 5 months. It was a student exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were studying there as well?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so tell us about Germany.
It's just really cool. First of all, like the architecture is just beautiful. Even the people are so chill. And I was worried because like for me, to my ear, the German language is a bit more like it sounds more rough.
Yeah.
So like naturally I'm like, oh my God, are the people like meaner and colder? But they actually ended up being like super nice. And yeah, I just like loved traveling around, seeing the different castles, going to like the Oktoberfest festival.
Oh yeah,
the beer
of course.
festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a great time there. And what was really cool is that it's very like Central Europe. So because I was there for 5 months, like every weekend I would just like grab a flight or a train or a bus and I would go to like all kinds of like different countries in Europe. So that's how I got like the bulk of my countries
That's so fun.
in a short
Yeah,
period
no
of
kidding.
time.
Well, destination with the kindest people. Is it Germany or is there somewhere even kinder than them?
No, I'd have to say Bali.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
The people there were really, really sweet, really nice. And even actually, I don't know if I had written that on the list, but in Istanbul in Turkey, I found the people extremely nice, extremely helpful. Abu Dhabi as well. I'd say those are like my top 3.
And where's the most overrated place you've been to?
Overrated place.
You had big expectations and
I was disappointed. You know what? I don't think I have an answer for that.
Okay,
and the
that's
reason
fair.
is because like I always travel with like a very like open mind, open heart. No, like I don't have like super high expectations. So like I can't
go
say,
with the flow.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just go with the flow. I feel like there's something like beautiful in every place that you go to and in every like culture and people that you meet and encounter. So I don't know what the answer to that question would be.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's fine. And so the place where you've met the kindest people, where's that been?
So the kindest people was Bali.
Okay.
They were really nice over there, as well as Istanbul, well, in Turkey, but I only stayed in Istanbul, and Abu Dhabi as well were
Okay.
very, very nice.
Okay, and any bad experiences in your travel?
No, like, I'm Greek, so I'll allow myself to say this. Like, Greeks are not like the warmest people. They're not rude. They're just like nonchalant. Like, whether you're
Okay.
there or not, like, it's totally fine. I just
Okay.
like, I know that, like, with me, they're fine, but, like, I've seen it, like, with others, and I've heard that of other people. But if not, I can't say that I've encountered any mean, not nice people.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great because you've traveled to so many places.
Hopefully
so,
I don't ever.
Yeah, yeah. Do you collect souvenirs?
I don't collect any souvenirs. No, I feel like that's so overpriced. You walk into a souvenir shop, it's like
That's overrated.
$50. Yeah,
There you
exactly.
go,
That's
yeah.
overrated. So
Yeah.
no, I don't. Unless it's like a piece of jewelry that I'll really like, maybe.
Maybe,
But to say that I have like a specific thing for every. Oh, actually, sorry, I take that back. You know what I do want to start doing?
What?
I want to start collecting Christmas ornaments from
Oh,
every
I've
place
heard
that I
there's
go
a
to.
lot of people that
Yeah.
do this. Yes,
So I
yes,
started
yes.
with my first one.
Then it's a memory on your Christmas
There you
tree.
go.
Yes, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good collection to start for sure.
Yeah.
Do you still have a destination on your bucket list? I mean, I know there's an entire world to see, but is there one in particular that's on your bucket list?
I'd love to go to Hawaii. I'd love to go to Australia. And I don't know, because there's so many. Like, I'd love to go to like Argentina and Chile and like all of those places as well. So, but I'd say like if I could pick tomorrow any place that I would go to, I think I would say Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different islands?
Yeah. I
See
don't know.
it
I
all?
haven't really checked much into it. I just
Yeah.
feel like that's the vibe right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, well, another international flight with a baby though.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want to instill in your son? What do you want him to get out of travel?
Honestly, I just want him to, first of all, like see the world. I think like there's so much to see out there. And for me, like there's nothing that has taught me more in my lifetime than traveling. I feel like it's taught me just about life, about people, about the way they are, the way they do things, the way they express themselves, the way they love, the way they raise their kids, the way they heal themselves. Like it just, once you just like, I always see like if you just stay in one place, like you're just in a little box, but once you leave that box, like it just gives you such an open mind and an open heart. And like I feel like you just, I don't know, you see people differently and you understand them differently. And you know, I feel like sometimes like a lot of people have like easy criticism on like other cultures or other languages or just the way that people do things differently. And like and normally those kind of comments do come from people that haven't traveled. But once you do, like, I feel like a lot of that like erases. And yeah, I just want him to see that and feel that for himself. You know what I mean? And to get all of that knowledge as well.
Yeah, good answer. Yeah, there's a whole world to see.
There really is.
Yeah, and if you can give that to your kids, you're doing them a service for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good. Can you leave us with some of your best travel advice?
Yes. And I think this is good for like all travelers, but especially like family travelers. Like I always say my best advice is just like practicing the art of letting go. Like things are not going to be perfect. Things are not always going to be on schedule. For example, like when traveling with a baby, like I know like some people, probably like you, are very like on the schedule.
It's an itinerary.
Sometimes my kid's going to eat at 1 p.m. Sometimes he's going to eat at 2 p.m. Sometimes I'm going to put him down to bed at 7. Sometimes it'll be at 10. It is what it is. We just got to let it go and just let it flow. And I just feel like it makes you live a lot more of like a stress-free vacation.
In the moment.
Exactly. You're more in the moment.
Yeah.
So I think that would be my best advice.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your stories.
Awesome. No problem.
Thanks for listening to Coffee with Us, the podcast brewed by FlightHub. If you enjoyed the conversation, follow Coffee with Us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. You can also connect with us on socials and share your own travel moments. FlightHub is all about making travel more affordable and inspiring for everyone. We're glad you joined us, and we hope you'll be back for more stories, ideas, and conversations over coffee.